Tucker and me were sitting in their living room playing a game of Bop It. As they passed the toy back and forth, Tucker chuckled and said, "You know, this used to be a really fun game, right? But I bet you don't remember it being Afro-inclusive."
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
I'm also stoked that Hulk Hogan died today.
Funeral in my gym, brother.
Funeral in my gym. HH.
Rest in piss, you homunculus. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got beef with Hogan going way back.
It is interesting that Ozzy died this week.
Right.
And, you know, people are wanting to come out and be like, he did some fucked up shit. I'm like, yes. He was a rock star that came up in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
How dare you think that he was going to not be problematic? He also gave us fucking Crazy Train.
Right.
So, like...
Mama, I'm coming home. You rattle them off and you're like, yeah, that's a contribution. I can overlook some stuff.
Yeah.
I could overlook some creepy Iggy Pop stuff. I can overlook some David Bowie stuff that's not great.
Should you acknowledge it? Yes. But should it outweigh certain, like, I mean, fucking when Bowie did fucked up shit.
Yes. They all did. Remember, we're talking about England, right? Pedophile Island. So, everybody was besties with Jimmy Savile. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
The whole deal. You know, people trying really hard to pick apart.
To cancel Ozzy upon his death.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. He also raised, like, almost $200 million for charity, for, like, Parkinson's research. Like, yeah. I don't know. This is like one of those things where, like, I don't know, man. It's complicated. I don't know if you can just throw out the baby with the bathwater on this one. But with Hulk Hogan, really the only thing I can say that, like, outside of the matches he wrestled in Japan in the 80s and early 90s, it's all bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, going against a proposed union and, just...
hopefully he's having sushi diarrhea in hell.
Yeah. And then, of course, his whole Gawker kerfuffle, which resulted in, the firing of all those Gawker people. Some amazing writing staff on that fucking team. And him and Peter Thiel cozied up together, and then he's all MAGA now in his last years of life. Hey, you know what? I'm good with letting him go. I'm fine.
It can come out. Like, even his last couple appearances with WWE, like at WrestleMania, like, you could...
It was palpable.
The booze.
Yeah. It wasn't even like good heel work. It was just like, we actually fucking hate this guy.
Yeah. And then there would be, like, he'd have, like, real fucking heat.
Yeah.
Backstage, people being like, I don't want him fucking here. Yeah. Particularly, like, a lot of, like, the, like, non-white performers and staff being like, I don't want this fucking guy around. Leave him back in the 90s.
Yeah. He was a fossil then, he's a fossil now.
Yeah, fucking Bam Margera outlived him, though.
Yeah. Good on you, Bam. Come on the show, 314-246-97. No. Bam, you can hit my line direct. You don't even have to call that number.
Hit my line.
It's 48 Minutes Dogs Barking. My name's Jason. That's Brian. And we hope you're enjoying Hulk Hogan is in Hell Day.
Yeah.
Out there in podcast land. It's a strange time to be alive. And then, of course,
Mangione died.
I was going to say, everybody's...
Theo
talking about those... Ozzy and Theo and Hogan and, like, Chuck Mangione just kind of slipped under the radar there. I wasn't that big of a Chuck Mangione guy, but my dad was. So it's like, it's a name that I know, but it's not like I'm a big fan. I just know that a lot of people were really deeply affected by his music.
I mean, he was a pretty proficient musician. And, of course, the King of the Hill stuff. He was a known musician. Mm-hmm. Seemed like a pretty offensive guy. I say this and I'm going to find out that he, like, fucking was like the Michael Vick of jazz trumpetists.
But it's just the lesser Marsalis brothers that he made fight each other and not dogs. Yeah. Jesus.
What a crazy Thursday.
It is.
God.
I wanted to start us off this week on a bit of a lighter note because I know I know I've been a bit of a bummer lately with all the weird bad shit happening And I found this via Instagram. It has 2,600,000 likes. It is from an account called Mini Therapy Horses. 4 days ago, this was posted, and I have not stopped watching it since.
It's so good.
Black Pearl loves to wake up kids out of anesthesia with her keyboard playing at Shriners for Children Medical Center. And it is a tiny horse playing the piano.
If I woke up from anesthesia like that, I would just be like, fuck yeah. That's what's up.
I think the post that really did it best was at Minister of Doom on Twitter. If I woke up from anesthesia to a miniature horse playing a synthesizer, I would assume the operation was not a success and that I had arrived in the hell I deserve.
It's so fucking good. The first person I saw sharing this was K Thor Jensen on Instagram. He's a pro follow. His stories are insane. If you like weird comic book stuff and insane shit like this.
This is at Sonic Song Buds. Oh, he ate, but I'd be so fucking confused when I woke up. It's always the deranged shit, says the person who posted it, that gets the most attention from my account. It's true. The therapy horse. We love them. Mini therapy horses on Instagram. 2.5 million likes on that video.
That's a beautiful thing.
We love it. Well, you know what else is beautiful is pregnancy, but apparently LeBron doesn't think so. That's right. According to 404 Media, under the subhead AI slop, LeBron James's lawyers send cease and desist to AI company making pregnant videos of him.
When I saw this headline, I probably snickered to myself for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. Like, it was one of those things where I had like get up from I was like probably editing photos.
Yeah.
And it was just like taking a second while like I was doing like some batch edit. And it was just like probably on Twitter. And I saw that and I was like, no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just had like walk up, get some water from the fridge, and take a deep breath. And all I could think was like, they got your mans. I heard they got him pregnant on the internet. You didn't know about this?
I heard you grew up with him too.
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
So yes, the viral Instagram account making LeBron brain rot videos getting banned alongside this. Jason Kobler writing for 404 Media, the creators of an AI tool and Discord community that allowed people to create AI videos of NBA stars, says it got a cease and desist letter from lawyers representing LeBron James. This marks one of the first known times that a high-profile celebrity has threatened legal action against an AI company for enabling the creation of non-consensual AI imagery of their likeness. It is also one of the first times we've seen a celebrity take legal action against a type of non-consensual but not strictly sexual type of AI-generated content, which is rampant on Instagram and other social media. In March, Kobler wrote about brain rot AI that was regularly going viral on Instagram. A lot of the most popular brain rot AI videos featured LeBron James and were created using a tool called Interlink AI, which runs on a larger AI generation platform called FlickUp. On the Interlink AI Discord channel, people were learning how to make the videos with detailed guides that in some cases explained exactly how to make videos of LeBron James specifically.
I need Pol Pot hitting the Quan. Yeah, it's just...
I mean, look, you and I have had some fun with Drake eating out Chinese food out of a toilet.
Yeah, I was just thinking how many undiscovered species have I eradicated in the Amazon by just like trying to do an image prompt of like Drake eating sushi in a Japanese internment camp.
Yeah.
And things like that. Drake in a diaper.
Right.
Drake helping a homeless man.
Out of character things. Yes. But in these, let's see here. These included videos where an AI-generated LeBron James stood by as an AI-generated Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted Steph Curry in prison. Videos of James imagined as a homeless person. Videos of James on his knees with his tongue out. And videos of James pregnant.
Pregnant with the love for the game.
Yes.
You can no longer make pregnant LeBron.
Yep.
back to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep. And honestly, I mean, you got to get good at drawing. Or, you know what? Stay shitty at drawing, but, like, draw your OCs getting pregnant with Knuckles, baby.
The proliferation of AI slop is really fucking exhausting. Like, the shit with Ozzy dying, and, like, I'm having, like, tell people who, like, that image is AI that you're sharing. Like, I'm really sorry, but, like, you might want to, like, not propagate this stuff.
Someone was sharing around this video that it was, like, Ozzy aging in reverse using shitty AI transformations. So they took stills, actual photos, and then it was like he then morphs into his younger self. It's just all so bad.
I hate to sound so fucking heavy-handed here, but like it's like kind of like a mockery of life.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
If Guy Debord were still alive, I think he'd be losing his. But I think he would also be soy facing at like, this is it. This is the spectacle.
I've been fucking saying this.
I've been saying this shit.
He'd be posting all caps this with a finger down.
And then like also the gif of Tom Green with a gun in the mouth because he did off himself.
Is that what you want? I'm gonna do it again.
There it is. We do live in a society of spectacle.
Clearly,
it's disheartening. I only think it's funny. I only think AI is interesting to expose the bias of our media.
Yeah, to a degree. And also to make Drake eat Chinese food out of a toilet. Humiliating Drake is probably the one excuse I would ever give for using AI. I know when the show first encountered 11 Labs, we did a number of things with Joe Biden's voice. I had fake Joe Biden call the Ahoy Poo line and leave us a voicemail, but that very quickly grew tiresome.
Like outside of like Prospector and like Tall Bart and like I Shoot Cops.
Even Tall Bart is straight away from it. He's back to sentence mixing now.
Yeah, he's doing the old school YouTube poop type stuff on Penis Breaker.
and urine and feces. Yeah.
The fucking Prospector one where Trump is talking about how he doesn't smoke that fucking that dispensary shit. I like smoking Delta 8. You know.
Oh, Prospector. The most losing lottery ticket have an ass motherfucker online is all I'm saying.
The video of him implying that he killed himself with carbon monoxide with a bunch of printouts from The Office in his car while also listening to the Office theme song.
Yeah.
Really just artistic stuff.
That's capital A art if you ask me.
And also not posting for like 2 or 3 months afterwards.
Committing to the bit. Well, speaking of committing to the bit, Brian, have you experienced this here from The Cut? E.J. Dickinson writing, July 18th, about a week ago. The headline, Beware Summer Long Balls. Brian, have you experienced this?
I like to feel like my genitals are a relatively comfortable and reasonable size.
Okay.
I can't feel like my balls really swell up. I feel like I get more chub rub. I got these these big haunches. So I feel like I get like chub rub.
Chub rub, yeah, that's for
but
sure.
As I keep losing more and more weight, that's being less of an issue. But like a year ago, chub rub was definitely a problem in this time of year. EJ
begins this piece. A man told me something a few years ago that haunts me to this day. Every summer his balls get bigger. Not to the extent that he has to purchase new underwear or anything, but enough to make a noticeable difference when he wears trunks or loose boxers. Every June or so, like clockwork, his, quote, summer long balls come in. It's one of the harbingers of summer, sort of like a collie shedding its topcoat or Sabrina Carpenter releasing a new single. So no, it's not about swelling, it's actually about lengthening, you see. This guy says he doesn't have strong feelings about his summer long balls. Quote, it's not something I either like or dislike, he said. It's simply a reality. But I don't think he's been entirely truthful. I've gone to the beach with him, and on at least one occasion he had to find a target en route and duck into the bathroom and self-adjust because his balls had gotten twisted in his trunks. I had to know if this condition was specific to this one man or if it was something that all men struggled with but just don't talk about publicly. When I asked around my social circle, about half the men I polled didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Others, however, acutely felt the pain of summer long balls. Every time I read it, it's a beautiful 3-word phrase.
Summer long balls.
It sucks. One person told me, I wish I could wear sluttier shorts in the summer, but I can't do so comfortably. Now,
I feel like I probably have to do more like adjusting in the summertime, but I'm not. I don't think it's because I don't know if my nuts get longer. Now I'm like,
my experience is not so much about that, but I definitely, you know what? I don't really have a baseline to compare it to. I'm not sitting there measuring the droop. But this is different, by the way. EJ is very strong to point out. This is different from summer penis.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mel Magazine's Tracy Moore in 2018, describing the way some men's genitals, the rest of it, not the beans, but the frank, appear to swell during the summer. That's vasodilation, dilation of blood vessels. But no, summer long balls, according to, and of course EJ goes to get the source, New Jersey urologist Anita Ackerman, which instead result from bodies self-regulating in warmer climates so the testicles are at optimal temperature for sperm production. So the balls move away from your body, you see, to avoid overheating. That's the explanation. I called Yaniv Larish, a urologist and surgeon at Fifth Avenue Urology, to see if had any theories about why some men experience it and others don't. He suspects that a good portion of summer long ball cases are actually men with varicosities, or enlarged veins within the scrotum. Basically, varicose veins for your ball sack.
I'm sorry for the men out there that are affected by this.
Yeah, you're built different.
I feel like there's more fidgeting in the positioning when it comes to positioning.
Sure.
The stuff inside the hamper, as it were.
Yeah. In the hammock. Yeah.
In the hammock in the summertime.
I think that's a sweat thing, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah. There is no hard and fast cure, EJ says. The good news is that it's
temporary. Well,
there's
balls are getting too.
I'm never going to fucking make it. My balls are too big.
If you're welcome back coddering yourself every time you're grilling outside.
You're like standing on a step stool then if you're doing that. Don't worry about it. It'll take care of itself is what the article says. Anyway, from summer balls to...
Epic bacon.
Epic bacon, that's right.
God, speaking of people that should...
join Hulk Hogan in hell.
Epic bacon in my gym, brother. This has been going around for, a day or two. And it is exhausting. July
21st, a couple days ago... The Tesla Diner in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. We know where the fuck Hollywood is. Jesus Christ. This Know Your Meme person is like, in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. I know where fucking Hollywood is. You shithead. I know it's not Hollywood, Indiana. You fuck ass.
Oh, there's Hollywood Hills.
There's Hollywood Hills, yeah.
Here in the St. Louis area.
Anyway. The Tesla Diner opened for business. The doors opened, of course, at 4:20 p.m. On the menu... An item called Epic Bacon was listed, described as 4 strips of maple glazed black pepper bacon served with a choice of dip. The item costs $12. You heard me right. 4 strips of bacon for $12.
Yeah.
Served in what appears to be the shittiest looking Tesla Cybertruck wannabe fry box ever made.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Now, maple glazed black pepper bacon sounds tasty.
Oh, that would hit the spot for sure.
But I would never. If it being called Epic Bacon is a crime against humanity, and the price is.
It's a hat on a hat. I mean, we're already mad at him. You know.
Saw something. I can't remember what publication, but they sent someone there for the opening day, and they got like a fucking hot dog, and like the hot dog sucked. Like, how do you fuck up a hot dog?
Was it Business Insider?
It might have been Business. Yeah, Business Insider is an interesting publication because they have like 2 or 3 people. You know, the whole world of journalism is dying, but they have like 2 or 3 people that, if they are not freelancers or stringers being called upon quite regularly, they're at least staff writers. Their whole entire thing is just trying out fast food. That seems to be their entire beat. So really, like, the food beat on Business Insider is probably the most prolific, like, food vertical in the entire fucking world.
I mean, they're good. The writing's always good.
Sure, but it's just like really peculiar that like Business Insider is like Went to Red Lobster and tried out the boil bag, and and we're going to write 2,000 words on it. Our
good friend and 5-time guest Ed Zitron regularly writes a Business Insider as well. So I mean, they've got an eye for talent. They know.
What does he think of the Takis burger at Wendy's?
I guess
sending people to the hospital. Apparently,
I guess we're gonna find out. I don't know. Maybe I'll pitch the idea to Jeblin. But that's foreshadowing. We're coming up on that later. But yes, Business Insider. They do have. I mean, a wide variety of different things that publication has. I'm trying to look at the actual menu. Because most of the menu items don't even have like cute names. It's just like Tesla burger, hot dog, diner club, fried chicken and waffles.
See, my wife left me grilled cheese.
See, give me something.
Yeah, my wife left me menu. It's all the entrees and it's all just like bachelor chow.
Yeah, because it's pretty basic. The buttermilk waffles, Wagyu beef chili cup. So it's just fancy chili. Okay.
Some of these prices aren't necessarily absurd.
$13 for a kids menu burger.
That is kind of bullshit. High. But like the market salad's $10.
$4 for a fountain drink. I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
$8 shakes. Yeah.
They got charged sodas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these prices aren't as shitty as they could be. I have paid more money for what is probably worse food in worse cities than Los Angeles.
A Tesla burger for $13.50. That's going to be a quarter-pound smash burger.
Fucking Oklahoma from High Point, which is like, to me, the high watermark for like a fancy burger in St. Louis is like, I don't even think $12.
But then again, we're Los Angeles, St. Louis, like things cost different things. But yeah, the only thing that really is like a meme name on this menu is the fucking Epic Bacon. And it's kind of buried in the sides menu. Very odd.
Goofy.
Very odd. Reddit ass restaurant. Epic Bacon at Tesla Diner. Yeah, here's some holy shilt. The Epic Bacon at Tesla Diner looks amazing.
The typo.
Yeah, hoy shilt. And then, of course, Soy Jack's holding them. Classic. And people just repeating it like I am, as though it's a cellar door type of phrase. The Epic Bacon at the Tesla Diner. Harley Morenstein of Epic Mealtime. My actions over a decade ago have influenced the Tesla Diner's decisions today. Sounds like he might have some remorse.
Yeah, there's a couple people that feel that way. Like, oh, I did not mean for this to escape containment.
Oh, you see the one post by at Mr. Ryan Stone. Teslas, how can I help you? Yeah, I'd like one La Epic Bacon Melt, please. Anything else? Yes, is Elon there? I'm pregnant and he won't answer my DMs. Woo! Epic Bacon at the Tesla Diner. I do want bacon. That's the thing. I do want bacon because I am a big fatty.
Bacon's delicious. The memification of bacon that particularly happened like in the late aughts was pretty exhausting.
2005 through pretty much the middle of the Obama years was this peak fucking shut the fuck up about bacon.
Yeah, if it wasn't on the internet, it was being beat to death in publications like FHM and Maxim. I know this because I have free subscription to both those magazines.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, I believe you.
To give an explanation, there in the Something Awful Coupons forum.
Oh shit! Okay.
There was it was the program. It was usually basically the programs that doctors' offices use to get.
Yeah, magazine referrals. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think also I had like a year or two subscription to FHM or Maxim because I have free subscription to EGM. And they got shut down, and so on and so forth. So I got to learn a lot about the early Guy Spear stuff. I can't recollect anything in particular, just feeling like, is this what other dudes are thinking? This is kind of bad.
Yeah, the man show brain.
Yeah, show me where babies feed from, kind of. And Morgan Webb arching her back the hardest possible.
I've always thought that if I ever owned a restaurant, I would definitely have Home of the Big One as a tagline, even if there was no menu item called the Big One, just Home of the Big One.
Lice free.
Guaranteed. Imagine my chagrin when this week's Crypto Scam of the Week has the word Big One in it. That's right, it's Crypto Scam of the Week.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Folks, according to our good friend Molly White's, Web3 is going just great. Big one. Hacked for over $27 million.
Zach XBT's got a little spicy take on this one.
He does. So apparently, again, this is according to Slow Mist. It was exploited due to a supply chain attack, and their losses exceed $27 million. The entire production network was compromised, and the operating logic of account and risk control related servers was modified, enabling the attacker to draw funds. And thankfully, Slow Mist gives us a diagram. Those funds in USDT went to the SunSwap exchange router. You know, there's your Sol coming out, TRX as well. So,
wow.
Yeah. So let's see here. They had the private keys weren't leaked, but they managed to get control of both the account and risk control servers, which means they had the keys to the kingdom. Now, of course, as you mentioned, Zach XPT. Woo! I do not feel bad for the team, as this CEX processed a good bit of volume from pig butchering, romance, investment scams. In a now-deleted tweet, he says that the hacks of, quote, sketchy offshore exchanges, like Big One, would be a positive for the crypto industry, serving as a natural cleanse.
I'm not really familiar with Big One, but I have seen sexes and dexes that are definitely super sketchy and definitely feel like they are just there to process volume from scams and pig butchering and all of that stuff.
Now remind me, a sex is CEX. What is that exactly?
Centralized exchange. Okay. And a DEX is a decentralized exchange.
Thank you.
A DEX would be like Uniswap, Pancake Swap.
Sure.
A SEX would be like Coinbase or Binance.
Okay.
There are certain events that are going on with volume and pricing within that imply that a possible increase in price, people are thinking that Bitcoin could get to as high as 200,000 by end of year. I actually do not play in this game. I just, spectate from the sidelines. One of the things that's been odd about this cycle is that most of the stuff, at least for, our purposes, talking about crypto scams and all that, has been a lot of the same thing. Just, centralized or decentralized exchanges getting exploited, projects getting exploited, things like that. At some point in the next 12 months, we'll probably be talking about at length Pump Fund, because they have already basically extracted $600 million minimum from the crypto economy. And having launched their shitty little token, look like they're trying to round it up to a solid $1 billion. It's one of the worst looking charts since Trump coin.
Yeesh.
It's going to be interesting. I feel like we're just seeing the beginning of the fucking fallout. I feel like the next probably 12 months are going to get really... I've been saying like the next 12 months are going to get really fucking weird. But with Trump's shenanigans, with tariffs and stuff like that, there's some economic factors I feel have delayed certain events that quote unquote occur naturally when we're looking at stock and other speculative assets, the cycles that they go in and so on. It's going to get really fucking stupid. I don't know if it's going to be as bad as some of the stuff we saw like in 2021 or 2022, but I wouldn't be amazed if we were talking about some stuff that was on the same level as like Meerkat or Ghost Mixer. There's all kinds of weird little stuff that I'm trying to fucking remember. So far, there hasn't been anything as absurd as like Shiba Inu giving like half of their coins to Vitalik VB from Ethereum, and then him donating what was like $500 million to like some scammy dude in India that was supposed to help out with like famine. But no one's really ever known what's happened to that money.
Yeah, we never really did get to the bottom of that, did we? We as in society, not we on the show. I'm not a full-time crypto researcher, not like CoffeeZilla or Zach XPT.
I just find it weird. It's like watching someone put together a roller coaster and they got like half an idea and you're like, I ain't getting on it. But yet. I'm also not really I'm not telling anyone I like to get on it.
Right.
But people I don't like, I don't know. It's not shaking too much.
So, Brian, we lost Hulk Hogan this week.
Yes, brother. Meat in my shoe, brother.
But that inspired me to find some of the best early internet writing about wrestling. Our main topic tonight is a site that I haven't thought about in a very long time, but it is probably, and I'm saying this, I'm not taking this lightly, it is probably home of some of the best columns, some of the best recaps, some of the best writing about the squared circle that graced the internet. Now, that is a bold statement. I understand that. But I believe the contents of the site back it up. The site in question is called Online Onslaught, created by a gentleman by the name of Richard James Scaia. I'm saying his name wrong, and I apologize. He writes in the About page, courtesy of the Wayback Machine, Online Onslaught isn't just a column title anymore. Now it's a website. I can trace my roots back to 1992, when I found the news group rec.sports.pro-wrestling and began writing and debating about wrestling with the group of hardcores who populated the group. But it wasn't until 1995 when I actually started keeping a schedule and started a bona fide newsletter. The news from Dayton was made possible due to the fact that Alex Marvez was slumming it in Dayton, Ohio, and provided unique content that nobody else on the internet had. With Alex's content and my packaging, the NFD was pretty successful for about 2.5 years, eventually morphing into a website. Once Alex moved on from Dayton, I'd managed to develop my own content and rebranded my site as Online Onslaught. I was also lucky enough to be invited by Mike Mikasa Suda to form WrestleManiacs, which rapidly became one of the most successful independent wrestling websites anywhere. We were so successful in our first year of business, actually, that Sportsline came sniffing around when they decided to get into the wrestling business. WrestleManiacs and Sportsline, and WOW Magazine, apparently, eventually teamed up to create WrestleLine. For 2.5 years, OO, Online Onslaught, was a featured column in WrestleLine, and then, in October 2001, WrestleLine was shut down for good due to Sportsline's floundering finances. OO was without a home for all of 24 hours. The launch of OnlineOnslaught.com was a slow process, but on December 1st, 2001, the whole blasted thing was finally up and running and at full speed. I'm happy to be back in the saddle, and even happier to have some old pals along for the ride, along with some new faces that I think will really impress you. My goal has not changed in the years since I started. I've just increased my scope. Not only do I want to do a column that is factually accurate, insightful, and entertaining, but I want to provide other columns by other writers who supply the same thing. And most importantly, I never want to lose sight of the fact that we are fans. I don't cotton, he says, to the wrestling journalist label, and I hope you'll agree. The people who publish soap opera guides aren't journalists, and neither are the people who are lucky enough to get to write about pro wrestling for an audience. It's ridiculous that this job exists, but if somebody's going to do it, why not me? And that's the guiding ethos that lasted this site for a good long while. Yeah, so right about 2008 is when the last good copy of the site exists. But you got to figure this. They had daily news, which could come to you in your inbox in an email newsletter, called the Daily Onslaught. You had recaps of Raw, SmackDown, every pay-per-view, NWA, Heat, and other, under which they did a ton of coverage.
I'm sure, like CCW, Ring of Honor,
TNA, Luca Von Boom, I mean, house shows, 3PW, holy cow. I haven't thought about 3PW in forever. Pro Pain Pro Wrestling, 3PW.
The Blue Meanie versus Mini Meanie versus Blue Meanie with Mini Meanie versus Raven. That sounds like a shit show.
It does, yeah. But, you know, I mean, we got people talking about the Graps from forever. Anywhere. You've got some amazing columns. We've got Devil's Due, which is kind of taking the contrarian position. Here's a column called Get the Jeff Out is the headline, written by Johnny Diavolo. He's saying, I like seeing Goldberg back. This is April of 2003. The internet fuckwads who thought they were right about Steiner can just shut the hell up about Goldberg being another dud. All right, so he's kind of playing the contrarian position. I think a lot of people were really, at that time period, were None too happy.
Yeah.
Tell me he won't look like $1 million fucking dollars beating the hell out of Christian and Steven Richards. Again, he's not wrong. He's very happy about Jeff Hardy getting the heave-ho.
Jeff Hardy had just some really bad substance abuse issues in the early and mid-aughts. I mean, still does.
Right.
But I think he's in recovery trying to get his shit. Recovery's a lifelong thing.
Right.
But he had some really... There's that infamous pay-per-view match against Sting where he was supposed to win.
Yeah.
But I think it was Bischoff was in TNA at the time when he was in Gorilla being like, yo, he is so fucked up, you gotta pin him.
Yeah.
And Sting, like, it's barely a match. Yeah. Because it was just like, this guy's gonna hurt himself or someone else. Let's just end it right now. Like, Sting hits him with a pin where it's like, there's nothing kayfabe about it.
No.
It is a shoot. Like, it is holding this man down on the mat with all of his might.
Yeah.
For that 3 count. And it's a shame because obviously Sting retired a couple of years ago, and a lot of people wanted to see that match, Jeff Hardy and Sting, and that's never really going to happen.
A lot of people wanted to see Jeff Hardy just decimate Sting, and I don't know that would ever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again,
Sting, at that time,
Sting plays ball, so he probably would have been okay with a match where as long as he got to have a couple cool spots.
Sure.
As long as it made sense. As long as it looked good on paper. Because that was a lot of his AEW run was just like, hey, I'm going to use my star power to go out on a high note, but also I want to bring up some other people. And it's either people that are, on my side, as it were, in the storyline, or people that are going up against me. How you're supposed to do it when you're going out as an elder wrestler is you're supposed to find the people that might take the vacuum that you're creating. DaddyMonkey.com.
Yeah, so this was one of the features I thought was really interesting. It was kind of a comic that they would do. They would do Cheap Heat was the name of the comic.
Hell yeah.
I don't know that any of these are online. I was looking up the author, and they're terrible. Oh no, this is the April Fool's Day one. All right, but it's Brock Lesnar in first grade. B squared plus A to the 59th plus F to the 5th divided by football equals math is hard, I quit.
That's so good.
Brad Smalley is the guy who did the comics here for Cheap Heat, that section. Well, Sean, there's something wrong with your knee, but I do have some good news. And Sean, if you so much as think the word Geico, I swear to my pal Jesus that I'll super kick you so hard you'll need an MRI to find your chin.
Ooh,
Not funny.
Not funny.
Not a joke.
Not
but
a joke. And what a labored reference.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Not everyone's Jim Cornette.
Imagining a sitcom featuring Beefcake and Jake the Snake. Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah, it's not great.
No.
And the guy who created it did a site called Daddy Monkey, the best place to monkey around, where he gave the Hulk, Ang Lee the Hulk, 7 out of 10. Don't disagree on that one. But
it's kind of a 7 out of 10, yeah.
But he gave Fellowship of the Ring an 11 out of 10. There you go. Let's see. What did he think of American Pie 2? That's the litmus test for him. 3 out of 10. Okay. I may have...
American Pie 2 is definitely some diminishing returns.
Oh, absolutely. There was so much writing on the site. I think we've talked about, all the different sites that we love to read. And, I wasn't much of a wrestling watcher, but I was a wrestling reader. Rick Scaia, creator of the site, had a great... Here's one from 2008. The Cena effect already waning? He really, is talking about how...
2008, he's like, John Cena seems like a little much.
Yeah. WWE has, this according to... Again, Rick Scaia has by and large lost its holy shit factor in the last 4 to 5 years. But at Madison Square Garden, at the Rumble, they definitely delivered a water cooler moment.
I guess that's considered to be like the ruthless aggression era of WWE.
Yeah.
Which is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid-aughts WWE is fucking rough. Like, they try really hard to be edgy. This is like the stuff where there was like storylines where... was it fucking Edge was in bed with like Trish Stratus or something.
Right, yeah.
And it was implied that they were like fucking in the bed, or I don't know, in the middle of the fucking ring. It's so much fucking dog shit. The terrible, I think it was 2 terrible reboots of ECW. Buff Bagwell only lasting 1 fucking show after the WCW buyout because he was just such a huge pain in the ass. Just all of this fucking, the Triple H being really oddly racist towards Booker T, saying that guys like him shouldn't have the championship belt or something along those lines. And the question is, what do you mean by guys like like him, Triple H? You're saying the black man can't? No. Well,
some of these people that he's talking about, 2008, are fucking still around, right? I mean, Bobby Roode versus Booker T in a special, and this is again a direct quote, in a special "Please pretend to give a shit about Bobby Roode" match.
That's pretty good.
Woo! And yeah, he's kind of gassing up TNA a little bit, but
there was a time in the late aughts where like TNA and Ring of Honor kind of had some sauce going.
They had some fantastic interviews. They got an interview with Raven,
fucking Sandman.
Yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They had
cool.
Jimmy Wood from NMCW. To December of 2001. Yeah, let's check out that Sandman interview from January of 2002. Of course not. Of course
it's not.
Of course it's not available.
Of course God wants to mock us.
Mm-hmm. But Rick, again, creator of the site, this was original to Wrestle Line, but he put it on his site too, because it's like, yeah, of course. He talks to Raven. Raven saying in an interview, the cruiserweight division was there for years, but it was a joke.
Yeah, there's very little talk that's reverential about the cruiserweight title, anyone's cruiserweight run with WCW, because in not necessarily the same analog, but having the cruiserweight or the international title in WWF usually was like a sign of respect that like, hey, you're a good worker. You might not necessarily be like the guy selling all the merch,
right?
But like you're busting your ass. We're going to give you a run with that title. They call it the workers title.
Yeah, because you're just out there doing
you're busting ass.
Yeah.
You're showing respect to the industry. People like working with you. Like, like it's the fucking pizza party.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe WCW treated it more like a pizza party than WWF did as far as like their secondary belts.
But even ECW had problems with that.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think that's more what Raven's talking about here is like, yeah, he says here, you actually know who's here? He says to Rick, the guy who's doing the site, I have no idea who's here. I haven't seen a booking sheet. I wouldn't even know where we're at tomorrow night if Les Thatcher hadn't told me we were in Toledo. Nobody told me. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I haven't seen a booking sheet in months.
Amazing. That's so fucking cool.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's just the stories of the industry where it was really just flying by the seat of your pants.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're making good money and, like, you're having a good time. But, like, how you're getting from point A to point B, it's God's plan. You know who your traveling buddy is. They got a little bit together.
Right.
A little bit more together than you. So all you know is that, like, as long as you meet them in the lobby by 8.
Yeah, he'll call your spots. You're like, okay, all right, we got...
Yeah.
Yeah, and this very much sounds a piece of that. Raven saying, don't all stories break down to the same archetype? All things break down to that theme. Things you see in the Star Wars movies or in Gladiator. There's only so many themes. It's how clever and creative you use them. As long as you're creative, you can use the same theme over and over. It's like Shakespeare. Boy Meets Girl, there's that one. There's the father one. I think it's The Tempest. Do you know Shakespeare? He asks.
Also, these guys are really fucking smart.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a thing that you saw in the early like indie resurgence with like Ring of Honor and
sure,
CCW and all that. All the smaller promotions and like the late aughts, like the early like internet boom, was guys that were really cerebral, and they were a little intellectual in a way that some of the guys in the 90s weren't. And like Raven was a pretty smart dude.
Yeah.
He fucking crucified Sandman and scared the shit out of Kurt Angle on Easter, I think.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite wrestling moments. Every Easter I have to post Sandman being crucified and say he is risen.
That's right.
If you're kind of nerdy about wrestling and like the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that's more like shoot interviews, this is a great resource.
Rick continued posting on Twitter for a very long time as at OO Wrestling. Sadly, he did pass away in 2023, Dayton, Ohio. He did lose his match with cancer, they say. This here, his obituary.
Rick, you should have tapped out.
Why didn't you tap out? 49 years old.
Jeez.
In Dayton. He was born in 1974 in Indianapolis, Indiana. He lived in Naperville, Illinois before putting down roots in Dayton, Ohio. He was a much respected and proudly despised professional wrestling analyst. On a thread on his website, Online Onslaught, users described him as, quote, their first wrestling news source, and that the column Ask the Rick smartened me up about a lot of stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. And there's a great tribute as well. They did a memorial space flight. Yeah, he was also a member of several bands, Factotum, Blue Kid, The National Drink, and Flight Risk. It says here he excelled at cooking, baking, and informing people that the dishes he made were scientifically proven to be delicious, even tweeting about how proud he was of his invention, Chicken Erroneous. In keeping with Rick's wishes, this website says, he is being shot into space, like Spock at the end of Star Trek II. Preceded in death by his father, Richard, and is survived by his mother, Linda, and his brothers, Stephen and Alan. I think, you know what? I talked about being covered in gravy and being put in the ground. You know what? Yeah, shoot me out into space.
Okay.
I changed my mind.
Still going to put in some of my... I'm going to shake out my keyboard.
Yeah. All that. But just like shoot it out into space.
Put can of Dinty Moore in there.
Yes. and a can opener. Come on.
Yeah. So when the space aliens rebuild you.
Yeah, I gotta be able to eat. Man, it's got to eat. But yeah, 2023. Some of his last posts on Twitter were really just, glazing his own Discord, of course, but also just talking about how Lashley versus AJ Styles on Raw, right? He's 2022. He's talking about Cena being back on Raw. I remain untingly, he says, but it's worth noting that if we were all 20 years younger, this would be the same as if Austin or Rocky were coming back for a few weeks. Hashtag no country for old men. They did start a Discord. It is active. I have not joined yet, but I might, because I talk a lot of shit about wrestling with you and some other people, so... it might be a good thing to do. So, OO Wrestling on Twitter there.
Yeah, rediscovering some of like the older like wrestling writing, like the smart mark stuff, as they call it, the dirt sheets. That stuff's so interesting and fun. I mean, a part of why I like being involved like with live music and music journalism and stuff is like the stuff that's in the background. The little stories, the things that create the foundation.
Yeah,
all the little things that take to make a show happen. Fuck, man. Like, I fucking got asked randomly one time to go fucking take Dead Prez to an Ethiopian restaurant. Like, they need a ride. Can you?
Like, all right.
So I ate some empanadas, and they were like kind of like white boying me, and I'm like, I'm just not that hungry, man. I'm not unadventurous about food. I just. Like, I had dinner before this, but I'll try some empanadas, and they were fucking fire. But I was like, they were looking at me like, you afraid? I'm like, dude, I love food.
Yeah.
I'll fuck up some Ethiopian food.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, man, take this flatbread and, like, grab some rice and some meat. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay, stick man. And he's like, it's good as hell, right? I'm like, it's absolutely delicious. I'm just not that hungry.
So one of the most interesting through lines to all this is that a writer for Online Onslaught was personally victimized by Hulk Hogan. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a column written by the one, the only, Jeb Lund. Yes, that Jeb Lund.
No shit. You were talking about this.
Yes. So Gawker writer Jeb Lund, before he went to Gawker, before he did any of what he's pretty much known for, The Guardian, Rolling Stone, Esquire, GQ, The New Republic, Vice.
Fucking Truth Dig.
You name it. Jeb Lund has written there. Before all that, he wrote a column for Online Onslaught called The Obtuse Angle. In The Obtuse Angle, he wrote an amazing column, and I shit you not, called Grappler Spotlight Donald Rumsfeld. Okay? What you have to understand is that in context of this, right, he writes at the end of the article, before I read more of the article, I want to read you the bio that he wrote in 2004. Jeb Lund is a pointy-headed liberal intellectual who regularly reads too many current affairs journals because he's such an academic snob and jerk, and genuinely tries to excise all political commentary from his columns. He regrets that, for the purposes of humor / facilitating some jokes, he had to venture into hot-button territory irrelevant for normal wrestling purposes. This column is inspired by an Atlantic Monthly profile on the youth and early career of Donald Rumsfeld, who was indeed a high school and Navy amateur wrestling champion. So he's basing this entire gag on an existing Atlantic Monthly article. But his column starts with, sometimes WWE wrestling looms too large in the public imagination. Must-see characters like Gene Snitsky and Billy Gunn transfix us so much that we lose sight of bigger angles around us. Other wrestlers, hotter stories. One man we have lost touch with is seasoned grappler and United States Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld. In part because of the debate on Iraq, we have overlooked his acclaimed television career, his inspiration by Lou Thez, his work in the Indies, and the incredible numbers he drew in his feud with Saddam Hussein. Rumsfeld's career has produced things more luminous than a cluster of rhinestones set by a bedazzler spelling the words disco stew. Yet even now, it potentially lies in ruin, for Rumsfeld humbly does not advertise his accomplishments. As a patriot and wrestling fan, I can no longer sit idly by and witness this man's sad relegation to history's mid-card. It is time once again to elevate a decades-long champion. It is time to reflect on the electrifying life of Donald Rumsfeld. And he goes on for about 5,000 words. It is fucking amazing.
Writing on the internet in this time really was a dick measuring contest. As far as like, I mean this in a complimentary way.
Okay, yeah,
like,
okay.
Which was like, I can write 5,000 really good words about this topic and have it fucking slap.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even doing it for like any sort of like monetary gain. I'm just doing it for the love of it. You know, like it's, this isn't like Clarence Thompson padding out a piece about a baseball game or Nixon or something.
Yeah, this isn't Hemingway getting paid by the word. These guys weren't getting paid at all.
They were just doing it for the love of the game. Just to say, like, I wrote something really fucking good and funny.
I wasn't even sure that this was the Jeb Lund we're talking about, but I reached out to him directly. I was like, fuck it. I'm on Blue Sky. We follow each other. Sure, let's do this. I hit him up, and he goes, oh, yeah, that was me. Like, just... That was me. I had fun doing that one. I remember the response was kind of a letdown. I'm glad someone else enjoyed it, so thanks for saying. You know, I feel like everybody who worked at Gawker gets a free shot at Hulk Hogan today, if not for the rest of their natural lives. For those of you not aware, by the way, the whole Hulk Hogan Gawker thing was a fucking nightmare for all involved.
Yeah. Kind of a miserable time to be online. But yeah, the Gawker thing is kind of like, wow, you know, like culturally, that really hurt. And had some ramifications for the industry for sure. But not even a top 10 like piece of shit thing he's done. It's just the one that stings the most for like people that like made a living writing or, you know, liked reading good shit on the internet.
Somebody got a videotape of Hulk Hogan doing a sex tape.
He says some racist shit and then complains that he has diarrhea from sushi.
And yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge is partly responsible for that because that's, you know, Hulk is cucking Bubba the Love Sponge.
The fact that Bubba the Love Sponge's last name is Clem
just
really makes this some Florida ass shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all some Florida ass shit, especially what Hulk said on the video.
Yeah.
But yeah,
about
I mean,
his daughter dating black guys.
Black guys, yeah. He better be a ball player making $8 million a year. But yeah, because of Terry Boyega, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, suing Gawker. Peter Thiel found out about this, and he was mad because they outed him a couple years prior.
Which was kind of an open secret.
Yeah,
in the
but
industry.
It was still, he still took it personally. So he took it personally, and so he threw his money behind the Boyega case, and it became a whole thing. And then 2016, Gawker Media was liable. Hulk Hogan got $115 million in compensatory, $25 million in punitive, and basically that meant that Gawker was no longer solvent. They had nothing left, and so they filed for bankruptcy and sold all their assets. Which meant that guys like Jeb Lund were out of a job.
Yeah, Jeb and a lot of other people wrote some really great stuff for Gawker. It was confrontational. It was funny.
It was just solid writing. It was weird and sometimes weird, depending on what they were covering.
Sure.
But they had an eye for like just what the fuck? Sure, yeah, all right.
It was very enjoyable and strange, and some very well written stuff. A void that's never really been filled. I think Vice tried a couple times.
Never really got there.
It's just real lightning in the bottle, and some people felt that Deadspin was like the second best thing, but Deadspin also
Spanfeller came in and fucked that up.
Yeah, private equity and
oh no, James Spanfeller. I am calling him out by name.
Oh yeah, a guy who did
a coward and a man with no dick.
Legally prove you have a cock, bro.
Yeah. Fucking sue me, you piece of shit.
Hang some egg.
I dare you.
Say what you really feel.
I mean, we did that Deadspin episode with Ed Zitron.
Yeah, shit. Fuck. Yeah, we did.
and during that episode, I think Ed and I both said some worse things than I'm saying now.
Yeah.
And they're all true.
I feel like the lesson of pretty much the internet from this point, from the destruction of Gawker as we knew it, until now has been that private equity and tech bros are going to ruin everything.
This wasn't even that long ago. It was 2016.
But I feel like this was kind of the beginning of the end for certain things.
Very much so. Oh, yeah. March 2016, Trump gets elected, right?
Yeah.
And so, like,
it goes so much. You talk about pivot to fucking video.
Oh.
As someone that used to get paid to write stuff and create things. It was like a pool party a couple weeks ago. So I asked me, like, the most I ever got paid for, like, a single thing, like, as a photographer. And I'm like, I had, like, a cover photo for the Riverfront Times, and that got me, along with some other coverage, that got me, like, $700. And they're like, that's the most you've ever been paid? I'm like, it was 2014.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Village Voice publication. Like, yeah, I was lucky to even get that.
Yeah.
That was, and that's kind of almost embarrassing.
You had to sign your rights away in perpetuity, too. So,
yeah, that was a life-changing amount of money for me, unfortunately, at that time.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be. It would be a life-changing amount of money for nearly anyone, but especially, when times are harder now. A dollar don't go as far.
Yeah. Not to get off too much in the weeds, but like when, as a music photographer, like, and I meet like a new person in the photo pit and they're super hungry and I'm like, hey man, use this opportunity to like make really great work, make some good friendships, good professional relationships. Don't fool yourself into thinking you're going to be able to do more than pay a bill every once in a while with this.
Yeah, don't bet the farm, as they say.
Have a fucking good time. Do some shit that you're proud of. Have some really good experiences. People still want to think that they're going to be the next Todd Young.
And even Todd Young isn't Todd Young anymore.
No, Todd Young's fucking mixing 7 and 7s for Jimmy Fallon. Todd Young started out here in St. Louis. He, started out at the same publication as me, which was Playback STL. And the people that ran Playback STL definitely had some bitter grapes that the guy that used their publication to get photo passes all of a sudden was getting put in spin and photographing stuff for Rolling Stone. And they're running a website that doesn't make any money.
Living in a house with 3 ferrets. Yeah.
1 million fucking ferrets. I almost stepped on one of those ferrets, and you would have thought, dude, I mean, you want to talk about, you could fucking hear a pin drop in that room. Like, it was fucking weird. Anyways, Todd started out in St. Louis. I think the last time I saw him in St. Louis was like 2013 or 2014. I think it was 2000 Eagles Death Metal show at the Arch, which was a fucking weird time. But, you know, he's fucking huge now. And people, you know, 10 years ago thought that they were going to, like, start out KHX or something as a contributing photographer and be the next Todd. And it's like, nah, dude. Like, the shit that got Todd where he's at doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And, like, even where I'm at, which by some metrics isn't much, but I'm comfortable, I'm happy. Like, how I got to where I'm at, those avenues don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, you know, you'd say that music journalism is fucking dying.
Mm-hmm.
And now how do you say it's anything but dead?
You can't.
And I mean, you can extrapolate this back to, you say a lot about journalism in general, niche journalism, stuff like talking about pro wrestling. And,
Yeah.
And, you know, this sort of, you know, humoristic, like well thought out stuff like that Jeb Lund was writing for wrestling or Online Onslaught.
And WrestleLine. I think he had a couple pieces.
Sure,
up
but like
WrestleLine.
this was the fucking bread and butter of the internet. And this is how people got to, you know, that's how they honed their fucking chops to do stuff like write for Slate or Rolling Stone. And
Yeah, I mean, like even some of our former guests, like you know, Ed Zitron, of course, we talked about him, and you know, he's doing well now. Obviously, he had a side gig, he had PR, but Miles Klee started writing just shit posting pieces for Mel Magazine, and now he's writing for fucking Rolling Stone.
yeah. And I want to say like they got lucky in a way that's like diminutive towards their like talents, but they happen to have like really good angle.
Yeah,
At the right time.
time and place. Yes,
I'm grateful that they got that shine.
yeah,
And they have those opportunities because I think they both do really great work. I think what I'm saying is what like sucks is that we're probably missing out on dozens of other people that are just as talented that are like doing some shit like, I don't know, working at fucking Panera's corporate office or you know, Northrop Grumman or something. You know, they're designing the new way to. They're gonna make calorie deficit food that give the Palestinian children, you know,
to make them starve faster. Yeah,
Yeah, it's more ethical this way. You know, instead of like writing about Vampire Weekend or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
no, I get it. There's a dearth of opportunities. And even though those opportunities, you know, at the time, you know, this is what, early 2000s, right? Didn't pay anything. Like,
it was fun, and you got to have your fucking.
you got a byline.
You got the experience, and like stuff like this could lead to other opportunities,
Right.
and so on. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Like his website at To Mr. Destructo, Jeb Lund's website, which we should just have him on. and
I
talk
know.
about it.
Yeah, we should.
A man who hates Dale Chihuly and
He'd fit right in. Is what I'm
and
saying.
former Cardinals coach Tony La Russa.
Oh, his Tony La Russa pieces.
God,
Jesus.
and the shit he wrote about fucking Ron Paul's racist newsletter.
Oh, what a talent. Yes.
Yeah, it just I miss this weird internet, this weird secret internet that we used to have, and I understand we can't go back.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of cool if we could get close.
Yeah. There is, and I think we talked about this.
It sucks that like I see all this AI slop, and it's like, man, can't we just have like someone be fucking weird?
The ones we get are so forced, and it doesn't feel like they're genuinely weird. I think they're putting on a show. There's a practiced theatricality to it. I know, but there's so few and far between.
Are you familiar with Piper Page?
The name rings a bell, but then again, I think I'm probably thinking of
they've
some
been on
porn
the
star or
internet
something.
in some way or another for a million fucking years, but like I follow them on Facebook, and it just like feels like a good distillation of like all of the weird Facebook groups and pages that existed, 10, 15 years ago. They like had a post. Chaser absolutely stuns trans woman by telling her exact estradiol dosage from a picture of her feet. And it's this Piper Page quoting this post with many such cases. I'm like, it's pretty fucking good. I miss that shit where it's just like really unhinged and there's like, okay, there's something really funny here.
Yeah.
It's also absurd. But like, yeah, Piper Page is like a young trans woman that's just shit posting constantly.
I really do think a lot of that energy is going into podcasting now. So, I mean, a lot of it has just transformed from writing into audio. Problem is, I listen to our show when I'm editing. I listen to like 3 other shows that I'm on a Patreon for, and that's about like all the time in my week that I have. I don't have nearly as much time to listen as I do to read. I feel like I read a lot more, but I have less of those type of people to read. Maybe if I just like read a transcript of a podcast, maybe that would be the same thing, but it's a different format. It's a different way to look at things.
Sure.
Video essays have kind of taken over that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing a cardio day at the gym and I don't have M with me, I'll like I'll have my earphones in and I'll like watch Hassan or something while I'm fucking doing, I'm on the fucking bike or some shit, which feels kind of lame, but yeah, I mean, I listen to podcasts all the time. I think it annoys some people in my life.
Oh, sure.
Every time I'm picking them up, I'm like listening to True and On, and I have to like then explain.
Yeah, what Bryce's whole deal is.
Yeah. What's this guy? Or Brace, yeah.
Did I just call Bryce Belden Bryce?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just like Bryce Belden. This feels like this is what I would have been like if I had grown up in California.
Yeah, it feels right.
It's just less tattoos. Probably the same. Yeah, probably would have done the same amount of drugs.
I would imagine. Yeah, California, yeah, that time period, probably, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Mr. Fire. Man, we're going off the rails here. But yeah, man, this was cool. I'm glad that Hulk Hogan could die and inspire us to talk about this website. Piss in my coffin, brother.
On my way, Hulkster. I do think there is a through line. 95, you've got guys like Rick Scaia writing columns, doing newsletters that they're sending out physically. They're doing zines, basically.
Yeah.
Wrestling zines.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those were fucking big in the 90s.
Right. And then he goes from that, and then he gets on Wrestle Line, I think it was what it was. And then, it's like, okay, 2001 era. He's like, well, I got to make this happen. He gets a bunch of great writers together, and they go for, almost 10 years. There's a lot of writing on here. There's a lot of recaps of stuff that I was like, oh shit, yeah, that was a Raw that happened on a Monday in, December of 2005. There was an energy and a spirit, and those same people, whether it was Jeb Lem, whether it was Rick Scaia, they kept going, and they kind of found new avenues as the internet changed around them. And a lot of that shattered when sites like Gawker, I'm using that as an example because of the Hulk Hogan connection, but sites like Gawker, sites like Giant Bomb, right, which is kind of falling apart now, or the explosion of The Escapist and everyone going to make Second Win, right? There's always these second acts that happen, and I think we're in the era of second acts. Shit posters becoming legit journalists, but places like this were the fertile grounds where you got that. And I think, as you said, a lot of that's missing. There is an opportunity if we can just get the eyeballs on something that's not well established, right? Something that's new. I don't know. I don't know what the way forward is, but I do know that, the origins of basically what I think of as funny writing on the internet started in small sites like this.
Yeah.
The where do we go from here part is way beyond my pay grade.
Sure.
I don't know, but
I think you get into the argument of like, why aren't there a lot of like interesting musicians or like people that are straight up musicians anymore, like young guys, young people. And it's like, well, now a lot of the same fucking jackasses that would have been in a crappy band that sounds like the Strokes but worse, they're just like antagonizing homeless people for TikTok views or something, but they're prompting
the
same kind of dipshits that were in crappy indie bands in St. Louis, 15 years ago,
right?
Chamber pop. Those dudes are definitely guys that would be doing like really shitty chef TikToks or something now. Oh, this is a really scary shock.jpg you have lined up here. What is Hassan Piker doing? Chat, is this cooked?
Yes, that's right. Shock.jpg is happening now.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
I found this on 4chan, and, well, folks, it's happening. It's called What is Hassan Piker Doing? It's 15 seconds long. I'm sorry, it's 6 seconds long. No? Nothing?
I need an adult.
So it is a
man of from the Caucasus region, perhaps.
On his bed, flannel sheets,
Beanie.
Yeah, he does have the beanie.
The hair coming out of the front, very tasteful beard.
The Lennon glasses
with a fucking owl on his chest.
Yeah, I know. And he's penetrating what appears to be a Vans sneaker and making sheep noises.
I mean, the hip game's good, at least.
Now, for context, this was in a "You Laugh, You Lose" thread, and I immediately lost when I saw this. But this was in response to another video, which had a very similar headline, which was "What is Keemstar doing?" And it was a gentleman who looked kind of sort of like Keemstar, overweight, bearded guy, jacking off and then bending over and shitting and then rubbing the shit all over himself. This was the response to that, which was a man from the Caucasus region's fucking a tennis shoe. Oh, let me
Amazing.
tell you. 6 seconds long, and it's just...
That's a long 6 seconds.
It is a very long 6 seconds. He appears to have like a fish tank in the background there. He's got the
bisexual lighting.
Of course.
Very tasteful bed sheets.
Yeah, I think I had those in college, those very same ones. The gray and red stripe there. Just...
Were you also fucking shoes and making goat sounds?
Man, I don't remember. It's been 20 years since I've been in college. I might have been.
You're a broadcast major, so it's
within the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not like I hadn't thought of it, but I certainly wasn't filming it and putting it on the internet. So there's that. Yeah, what is Hassan Piker doing? The funny thing is, the guy looks nothing like Hassan.
No, it's
like, just at all.
Marginal.
Bearded guy with glasses.
Not enough gold jewelry.
True. Not enough references to the chat, like you said. Not enough.
Chat, is this goated?
I'm about to bust. Chat, can I get a
Cherry, shut the fuck up. About the nut.
Yeah, well, I mean, this guy at least isn't reaction streaming and just like sitting there going like, yeah, that's fucking weird. And that's his only reaction to it. Like, okay, all right, cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Hassan.
Real beautiful stuff you showed me on this hollow day.
Just wait. Anyway, so yeah, that was shocked.jpg. I guess that means it's time for the breath mint, Brian.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
Sir,
yeah.
What do you got going for us?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
We went and saw Super Woke.
And
it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
No fat on it, really. Moves at a really good pace. I feel like a couple of the secondary characters get lost in the mix a little bit, but you would only notice that if you're an asshole like me.
I really wanted more Jimmy Olsen, and I wanted a touch more Perry White because it's fucking the guy from The Wire.
Still good.
Oh, great. What did you think of Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern?
Really good.
Yeah.
Characterization. I thought the Justice Gang.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought all of those characters were super fun, and they were used well. Mr. Terrific.
Oh, steals the show.
The guy is trying to be super serious, but he can't keep it.
No.
Because everything's a little too absurd for him. Like, he definitely feels like the straight man.
Which is great. There's so many scenes where that works.
Where he's just like, what the fuck?
Natural. It feels natural that he's just kind of the straight man, where everyone else is trying to riff around him, and he's just like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? What are you doing? I'm doing important stuff. Well, I'm saving your ass. Come on.
Yeah, it's fun. I think historically hated Superman movies.
Yeah, because after the 78 Donner one, there's really, where else do you go with it?
Yeah. But this was refreshing and fun in a way that superhero movies have not been for a long while. I think the last superhero movie that I enjoyed was Thunderbolts. And I think that's mainly on some of the art direction and the cast rather than like having like a great script.
Yeah, I was going to say like Florence Poe, Harbor.
Yeah.
But you also have the villain being the Void, which is a great character.
Yeah, just like going in a nice little bottle. It doesn't feel like, I mean, of course, obviously they got to shoehorn it into other shit, but it stands on its own.
Yeah, it's not distracting.
It's not, it doesn't feel like it's the middle movie in like a 20 movie arc.
It's on the periphery, and if you're into that shit, you can like dig into it. But if you're just there to enjoy,
but yeah, the Sentry becoming it works.
Yeah,
and they did some really cool special effects stuff. Yeah. But yeah, Superman just like, oh, okay. The hopeful, not grimdark stuff. I just had fun with it. Like, it didn't waste any precious time with world building.
Nope.
The world building was just as we go.
A couple lines of text in the opening. Boom.
Yeah.
And then boom, we're off to the races.
I don't know. I don't really have any complaints. I thought maybe it was a little too sentimental, but
yeah, that comes with the territory, though.
Sure. It didn't offend me in any great way. I don't feel wounded by it. This is a couple times like, this is a little syrupy, but it's compared to any movie made, 30 years ago. It's all right. There's a reason why movies like Seven were made.
Yeah,
because someone said, I fucking want to kill myself every single time I think about the fact that the movie The Postman exists.
Like,
shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Waterworld. Yeah.
What you got, Chief?
Oh, man. So I enjoyed, speaking of superhero stuff, I enjoyed the short 6-episode series that the Marvel folks put out called Moon Knight.
I heard that was good.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm a big fan of Oscar Isaac, so I love to see him. And in that, he's playing kind of a dual role. He's playing both American mercenary and a British nerd. But they just so happen to share the same body. And oh yeah, but they're also the avatar of Egyptian god Khonshu, the god of the moon and vengeance. And so it's a fun little romp. It doesn't overstay its welcome. 6 episodes, about 45 minutes to 50 minutes each. You got some great star turns. Ethan Hawke is the villain of the piece, which we love. I love to see him playing dark roles ever since I saw The Black Phone. It's great. It's one of those Marvel things. It's like, it's not connected to anything else. It's just like, here's the story. We're going to tell it. We're going to tell it in about 5-6 hours. And I don't think they're coming back to it, which is fine. I think they were just doing that to like, hey, this is a guy that people have been asking about. So sure, we're going to make a quick little thing. I don't think it really needs anything more than that. Here you go. Here's the origin story of Moon Knight. There it is. And to me, what's most interesting about it is not only Oscar Isaac, but like the way it starts, because you're starting from, you don't know anything about this, right? You're starting from, it's this nerdy guy who works at a museum that happens to feature Egyptian gods. And he's also has this trouble where he when he goes to sleep, he sleepwalks. And then as you go through the series, it's, he's not sleepwalking. He's being taken over by his other personality, who's also the avatar of an Egyptian god. And, interesting ideas. It plays with Egyptian mythology. There's a lot of really great scenes with Khonshu. He's got this bird skull for a head. There's just so much neat little stuff there. It doesn't mean anything in the larger MCU, which is great because you don't have to keep track of it for later. It's just, this is a thing that happened. It's nice. Moon Knight, he's just out there doing stuff.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about this series. I have not dug into it myself.
Short and sweet.
But Oscar Isaac, folks, we love to see him.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that, a lot of people of, Middle Eastern origin are appearing in a show about a hero who is who's the avatar of an Egyptian god.
Yeah,
that's neat.
That's great.
You can always tell, like on something like that, where you've got a team of people who are just like so into the source material. The other one that comes to mind is another Marvel thing, but it's Ms. Marvel. Like they're very clearly like, yeah, this is this woman of Indian descent who's kind of discovering her power. But it also, there's like an entire episode about the partition of India. Interesting ideas.
Yeah.
We're exploring through superheroes.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's not just fascism is good.
Right. Yeah, yes. Thankfully. Well, I guess that means it's time for us to tell people where to find us online, Brian.
Yeah, if you want to tell me what you would put in your Hulk Hogan meat shoe, you can find me over at iShotGuybord, ISHOTGYDBORD, over on Blue Sky and Twitter. And if you want to, look at some cool photos and stuff, you can go over to Instagram and find me over at A Music Photographer. If you want to check out my portfolio, it's assholemusicphotographer.com. We want to check out the last and only good media website left in St. Louis. You can head over to theartsstl.com, where I will be covering Ghost next week for them. That should be very exciting. I haven't seen them live, since like 2017, I want to say. Been a minute. What else? I think that's it. Jason, where can they tell you their meat shoe preference?
You can tell me your meat shoe preferences on Twitter. There, I'm at Videocrime. On Blue Sky, there, I'm also at Videocrime. Basically, any website there's a Videocrime. Chances are that's me. You can also find me as part of a podcast that's not this one. It's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There, I play a fictionalized version of horror author and apparently Jeff Epstein denier Stephen King. I was never there. Thank you, Stephen. We're working on season 2 is almost complete. We're very excited about that coming out. Season 2, episode 7 is the one I keep waiting for. And it's called The Tale of That. And that's the one where we mash up it with The Shining. It's great. midnight-pals.simplecast.com, or anywhere podcasts are sold, you search up Midnight Pals. As for this show, well, you can reach us in a number of ways. Our personal favorite is the telephone, 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO if you like to spell with your telephone. Leave us a voicemail, send us a text, whatever it is that you desire. Please let that happen. If you don't feel comfortable doing either of those things, you can send us emails. That's Jason at 4 8 minutesofdogsbarking.com, or Brian with a Y at 4 8 minutesofdogsbarking.com. You can support the show, patreon.com/4 8 minutesofdogs. Many folks enjoy our stylings there. Not only that, but you also get the post-show hangout that we like to call Thanks I Hate It. The last Thanks I Hate It episode was an hour long, by the way.
How do we do that?
We just kept talking, I think. We also do the Mind Zone, which is, every once in a while we decide, you know what, I'm just going to write an essay and say it over some freaky-ass music. And then once a year, we do our punishment tier. If you get in at the punishment tier level, you can decide what torture awaits us. Last year, we did the 90-minute commentary track for the Japanese puke fetish video, Garo Monster Home Delivery. Get in at the punishment tier now. You'll hear that, plus get to vote on what we do next. You have 4 months. Speaking of the show itself, from Ed Zitron's There's Your Ed at Discord, our good friend Maleficant, our last episode where we talked about Group X.
Bunch of weird shit.
I know, but we talked about Group X in the last episode. Maleficant said, listened this morning and cracked the fuck up. Y'all make this shit tolerable and funny. So thank you again to Maleficant.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad we can brighten your day a little bit with our pee and poo-poo.
Exactly right. Well, I guess that means the show's over, Brian. As we always say at this time, namaste. Good luck. Give mommy a good gut fucking. 25th Amendment now. Who ate all the pussy? And don't forget to get the epic bacon at the Tesla Diner.
Absolutely. Got epic bacon.
Narwhal at midnight.
Catbird ham.
We're queering the stevia deal. We'll see you next week. See ya.